So now you have a SageMaker account and you can log in. To run Astrosource or Exotic or whatever you want to do on the files, you need to have the files first. So if you're using files from LCO or from Photon Ranch, you can go to archive.photonranch.org. Your files from LCO will probably go there a day or two after they're available at LCO, and they arrive in this big archive thing. Now, this is a fairly rudimentary kind of database thing. It's just fairly bare bones, but you can look up your images, and there's photometry, and there's the original FITS files, and there's all sorts of stuff. But here I have the moon. I've been taking pictures of the moon every day. So latest things out of the moon. So just looking around what's here. So AACMI. I don't actually know who's looking at that, but we're just going to use that as an example. So here you are with a database, and on the left you have all sorts of stuff where you can filter for your observations. Now the first thing you might want to ask yourself is what am I looking for? So if you're going to use Astrosource or Exotic, you're going to use photometry files. We'll learn more about what they are later. But if we go to reduction level and we go down here, here's all the different types of data products that are created. Each of these is from the same file basically. But before you understand them all, the basic thing you might want is the photometry. So PSX photometry is usually the best. If PSX photometry isn't available, SEK is usually the next best. So let's just go with PSX. Now what that'll do is take that list that was just there at the start, and the only files that'll be there now are the PSX files. So you've kind of cut down the list just to these type of files. But you don't want the ones of the moon that I take, or whatever these unknown ones are. You want to know the AACMI. It just happens to be there. That's why I'm picking it. So if you have an object name, you don't need to put in an object. You put it in the image name. So the image name actually searches this text for that, whatever I put in here. So if hopefully this works, AACM, I put that there, then voila. It only shows me the files that have AACM in it. Right. You could do it by your username or some other identifying part of the name. But here we have a bunch of PSX files. Then if you're wanting to do like photometry in one filter, you would like to break it down and just get one filter at a time. So I'm just going to do the V filter. So let's do the V filter. So go and pick V. That just gives us the V filters. So here we started off with the list of all the possible files, and we've cut it down to just the ones that you want to use. You'll need more than 3 files, but this is just an example. So once you have your files, maybe there's hundreds, and if there's hundreds, you might have to expand what you can see on the page up to 1,000. But there's 3 here, so that's pretty good for an example. Download 3. If you click this triangle, it will give you a variety of options. Now, it is possible to download them to your computer, but what you want to do is download them to SageMaker. So if you select this one, download code for SageMaker, you press download, it will ask us for a folder name. Now this is the folder name that it'll download to in SageMaker. So something better than new files, but I'm just going to call it new files just for an example. So copy to clipboard. So the below code has been copied to the clipboard. This is the command that you can run in SageMaker to get your files into SageMaker. So I will go and open my SageMaker account. And here we are in SageMaker. The power and magic of the pause button. You didn't have to sit there while it loaded. Now we want to open a new console window, and this is a common mistake. If I'm not in the SageMaker Studio Lab Notebooks directory, this command's not going to work. So I'll close that down. That was my deliberate mistake. Let's just call it that. So here we go. So try again. Anytime you want to use SageMaker, you have to start off your session by importing it and wading through the big pile of text. Okay, so now I've loaded everything up, and now I still have in the magic clipboard thing from the archive that command. So if I go Control V, which is paste, I'm pretty sure if you go up here somewhere, Control V, here's the command. Now the way this might be the first time you're seeing a PTR SageMaker command, so I'll just mention what it is. Well, PTR SageMaker is the command set, and then dot is run the command within page PTR SageMaker. So the command is download frames from the PTR archive. And then in the brackets, you tell it the options. It needs to know what to download. So it's going to download to a new folder called New Files. And the frames are these three. This is a unique code in the database. It's just a number. So this file, that file, and that file each have an individual unique number, so it knows which one to download. That's all it is. Now if you press Shift Enter, there we go. Downloaded from the archive. Now it's on your computer. So that's how you get files into here, ready to do stuff. And from there, depends what you want to do. If we have a look at some of my folders, so that's how you download, and it'll be there. And then now you can move on to the next video. But if we just have a look through some of my folders here, just because I haven't looked at them for a while. So here is a exoplanet that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images, and ran the exotic command on them to make a light curve with a big gap in it. I think there's a big cloudy area in this dataset. Now, is there an RLRA thing in here? There should be, because I have all sorts of stuff in here. Here is RxSet, so this should have something in it. So here's a bunch of RxSet PSX files, and they make graphs. Ooh, this one didn't finish. So that took me a minute to find some. So I found some data on my SageMaker. Some RxSet. And I ran it again, which I'll do in the next video because it hadn't been run. And you'll see that in the periods directory, you have some of the outputs for the variables. Here's the RLRA. It found another RLRA. Well, I don't know if it's an RLRA. I haven't even looked at it. It's half the fun of AstroSource, is you don't know what you're going to find out. Likelihood. What's this? Up and down and up and down and up and down. Wonder what that is. So number V2. So V1 is first variable, V2 is second variable. Now I'm getting off the topic, but it's a bit too fun not to have a look. Interesting variable. So yes. So now that your data is in here, you can do windswept and interesting stuff like this, looking at all the things that pop out. But mainly if you RLRA-ing, you'll be looking for your nice curvy light curve, and if you're looking doing exoplanet transit, you will be looking for something along the lines of that. But that's for the next video. So that's how to get files into SageMaker ready to be used.